uc-nlp, United of Confederation of Neuro-Linguistic Programming. We present to you the story of the day titled Winter's Coming, author Margaret Carter and Richard Fowler, voiced by Ashwaq Jameel Alagha. Naughty George. George was getting very tired of helping his father and his brother to collect wood for their winter fires. "Isn't it time to go home yet?" he asked rather sadly. "Nearly," said Father Bear. "I just want to finish chopping this last branch. If you would help a bit more," grumbled Tim, "we could get home sooner." But George didn't answer. He had already wandered away into the forest. Soon he came to the big oak tree under which they had eaten their picnic. "I wonder if that squirrel who threw the acorn at Daisy is still there," he thought. At that moment, plop, there was an acorn on the grass in front of him. He looked up, and staring down at him was a little gray face with twinkly eyes. "Wait for me, squirrel," he called. "I'm coming up there as well," and he began to climb the tree. Up and up through the branch he went at last. With one last puff, he reached the squirrel. "You can't climb trees as quickly as I can," said Squirrel. "No," agreed George, "but I can do other things." "What sort of things?" asked the squirrel. Very interested, George thought. "I can carry loads of food," he said at last. "Well," said the squirrel, "will you help me carry these acorns to my nest?" "Certainly," said George. "Why are you gathering so many acorns?" George wanted to know. "It's food for my winter larder," was the reply. "I bought a nice little pile of acorns in a safe place, then in winter I curl up in my warmest, which is called a dray, and I sleep and sleep. But if I should wake up and feel I need a snack, then I know just where to find something tasty." But George wasn't really listening. He was staring down through his branch. "Look, there's my sister, Daisy. Shall we drop acorns on her to make her laugh?" So they did, but Daisy didn't laugh at all. In fact, oh, she shrieked in alarm. George called Father. "I know you are up there. Come down at once." Two small faces, one gray and one brown, were looking down from the tree. "Sorry, Daisy," said George, but he was still laughing. George began to climb down the tree, and then he suddenly stopped. Father, he called, I can see some lovely blackberries. Can we go and pick them for Mother? Oh, yeah, please, said Tim. Then we can have a blackberry pie? A good idea, said Father. Show us the way, George. George led the way to where he had seen the blackberries. There, look, he said. There they were, shining and black and very beautiful. Oh, I do so love blackberries, cried Tim, and he took a great mouthful of them. But then, oh, they are horrible. He carried all sure and horrible, and his face was screwed up like a brown paper bag. George laughed so much he had to sit down. You need to put sugar with them, he said. Poor Tim. They all picked the blackberries, and soon they had so many that the picnic basket was quite full. Time to go home, said Father. We have done a good day's work, and you've all helped me very much. Tim and George carried the basket between them, and because there was no room for Daisy on the sled, she had a ride on Father's shoulders, holding very tightly to his ears. They walked home rather slowly because they were all tired, until in the distance they saw lights shining through the shadows. It's our house, said Tim. And there's Mother waiting for us, said George, but Daisy said nothing. She was fast asleep, curled up like a small brown scarf round Father's neck. Stay tuned, our friends, for the next part.